Welcome to Continue Cooking with Monte Cristo, live on Twitch and YouTube.
Here I am. We are going to start things off by making a katsuobushi dashi. Katsuobushi is the dried bonito flakes. Make that first. And then for the simmering sauce, we are going to be using just regular white sugar, sake, soy sauce, and then here is 500 grams or 1 pound of our chopped kabocha squash. You guys can check out how I cut that squash right now. This is a Japanese style squash. You might see them called Japanese pumpkins, but they're called kabocha. Now this is too much kabocha squash, so I'm gonna chop this thing in half. Luckily they're pretty soft. This is too much kabocha. I probably need about half of one of these for this recipe that I'm making right now. No, just 2. But I love kabocha squash, and I think it's very good in Thai food as well. It's super nice as a simmered ingredient in Thai curry. So we end up with this right here. I'm just gonna give this a little measurement, guys. I want about 1 pound or 500 grams of this squash, which I think is probably around half of one of these. It's not gonna be perfect. It's a little bit more. It's almost 800 grams. The first thing about how to prepare the squash is we wanna cut it in half like we did. And just like you would a pumpkin on Halloween, we're gonna scoop out all of these innards with this spoon because we don't want the goop inside. And you could save the seeds. I've never had kabocha squash seeds, but a lot of times if you are making jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween, saving the seeds and then toasting the pumpkin seeds can be very nice. Yeah, rinse it off. You know, this one looks pretty clean. I don't see any dirt on the outside of this one, but yeah, considering you're going to be eating the outside of it as well, do make sure you can give it a nice scrub with a brush if you are so inclined. This one looks like it's already been cleaned really nicely. You guys can look at the outside. Just, I don't see any dirt, really, but I'll wash it anyway because who knows what's I can't see.
It's been sitting in Costco.
We'll see if it's easier to cut. It is a little bit easier to cut. So what I'm trying to do is cut this into wedges so that I can cut it into smaller, more like bite-sized pieces. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks nice. And we want it to be about the same size pieces because we want it to be cooking evenly. So I'm trying to cut it into rings that are about that thick. This is the less dangerous part. Okay, so I'm trying to get this up to about
500, you said?
Yeah, I think this is probably close. Yeah, it's actually $4.99. Winning. So I'll save the rest of this for later. So first off, we need to make the katsuobushi. I'll be adding about 15 grams to this one because it's only 2 cups. We're going to boil the water before we add the bonito flakes this time because we're going to want it to be a little bit more gentle. So this is one of the times we're going to simply turn off the heat. So as soon as the water boils, we're going to turn it off and then we're going to add the katsuobushi and just let that steep for like 15 minutes.
I love you, Monty.
I love you too, Moyland. Thanks for watching. I'm actually going to put a little bit of...
That's why I've subbed for 109 months.
That's great. More of that, please. Okay, so this is boiling now. Turn that off, and we're just going to give it a stir. And this is going to be a very mild dashi that we're making. Now, this would work better with the sugar if I was heating it to more easily incorporate the sugar, but I'm not going to heat this sauce. So, well, I guess we should wait for the dashi to be done. Gotta let it steep. Because it's going to take a while for the kabocha to simmer. Okay, so we've let this steep for around 15 minutes now. This is our dashi. I'm going to strain this directly into this enameled cast iron Dutch oven because that's what I'm going to be simmering the kabocha inside. You want a nice big heavy bottom pan for this. And there's no excuse for not having a enameled cast iron Dutch oven. You can get these things for super cheap. You do not have to buy a Le Creuset one. The Lodge ones are under $100. You can get some for like 40. So I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of sake now. Only a little bit left in my sake, so I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of sake to Monte Cristo. 1 tablespoon of sugar.
He's working through the bottle that he got for the teriyaki chicken. Maybe he's drinking the sake. Make more teriyaki chicken.
Yeah, make the teriyaki sauce and freeze it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put all of this in here. Skin side down. The skin will be able to resist the heat of the bottom of the pot a little bit better. That's not skin side down. Get skin side down. This isn't going to cover all of the kabocha, but it should come, you know, most of the way up, I would say. But it's fine because we're going to use a droplet on this to keep everything nice and moist, and the evaporation will help us.
Your wooden shield.
My wooden shield.
Yes, Andrew, we got your pics on Instagram.
Thank you. No, he can get kabocha squash anywhere because it can be shipped as well because it doesn't go bad very quickly.
That's true.
Okay, guys, so here we go. I'm adding 2 teaspoons of soy sauce to this. All right, I'm going to give a tiny sprinkling of kosher salt, maybe about 1/8 of a teaspoon as well. So we're going to add a little bit of salt to it. It's nicely simmering now. So I'm going to turn it down to like medium low because I'm going to add the drop lid to it. This is called an otoshibuta, or a Japanese drop lid. You can get them in wood, you can get them in metal, and they'll change size to fit the size of your pot. You can make one out of tinfoil. If you are curious how to make an otoshibuta for yourself, you can look at the short on my channel. Wow, it'll be here. So that's why we're going to just put this right here on top. And
Hotel Luxury Linens has subscribed with Prime.
thank you, Luxury Lens. I'm gonna put this on for 20 minutes. It may take longer, it may take 30 minutes. But for now, again, this is not going to be, it should be almost all the way up. These are kind of uneven pieces, so it's most of the way up on most of them. So here's how it's going right now. I turned it down even more, but these burners are pretty powerful, so I'm kind of limited in what I can do. It's getting nice and soft on top. It's been in here for 8 minutes so far, but I can still tell it's firm in the middle, or 12 minutes rather. It's got 8 minutes to go before we check it. Okay, so this has been 20 minutes now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn this off. I'm going to remove the drop lid since we're removing it from the heat, so we're not gonna have any more simmering there in just a moment. And then I'm gonna cover this and kind of let it come down to room temperature, but we don't want it getting all dried out. All right, guys, so there is our finished simmered kabocha.
I'm gonna try some of this simmered kabocha. This just melts in your mouth, and you can really taste the dashi
It's sweet and
coming through.
it's very it's smooth. It's like creamy. Right?
It's very creamy, it's very smooth. Because this is kind of, kabocha are kind of, in terms of flavor, a cross between a pumpkin and a sweet potato.